Hey YouTube, welcome to Trevor's Vinyl World. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite rappers of all time. Depending on the day and my mood, it's usually a trio that are always fighting for the top spot between Tupac, Nas, and Tretch from Naughty by Nature. I sometimes also will include Jay-Z, just because I do highly respect Jay-Z. I got Biggie towards the top as well, but usually it's like either Nas, Tupac, or Tretch in my top three. Today we're going to talk about Nas, and I have an album here. This is a special edition of ILLmatic, came out in 1994. This, as you can see by the Roman numerals in the picture of 7-year-old Nas, XX for 20. This is the 20-year anniversary of ILLmatic. So you don't really see the Queensbridge, the housing project in the background of it, and also obviously the X's in his eyes, the coloring. It's just a very different cover. Trying to keep the glare out, but just a beautiful album cover. The first, and then here's the back, and there's actually 2 extra songs. If you have one of the older versions of this album, it originally came out with just 10 songs, whereas this one has 2 extra songs. It starts off on the first side with 40 Side North, and then on the B side, or the other side of the record, it starts off with 41st Side South. So those are 2 songs that are not on some of the albums for this. There's so many variants. Like, there's this one. There is a 10th anniversary edition. There is a Marvel. There's like an artist who I want to start collecting these records. Unfortunately, some of them are worth like hundreds of dollars, but basically there's a variation of this album cover that is Marvel related, and that came out like, I want to say 2014. Sorry, I'm having some allergies lately, but no, I just always loved this album, and I could see having, different versions of it. What I was hoping for is that if I had had the CD of this, that has like rarities and it has like a whole special disc that is remixes, rarities, things like that, and I would have loved that. This unfortunately does not have that. I want to say that there are some select records that maybe have that, because I have heard about there being that, and then also something that's like a digital download. So maybe there's something that comes with this that I could scan with my phone and then listen online. I tried to research that a little bit, and I didn't really come up with anything. But anyways, yeah, this is one of those albums that if I'm at a record store or something, or I know in 2024 they had a record store day special release of this, I would have liked that. And then there's also there's a version of this album where he did it live with an orchestra. I would definitely want to purchase that one day. But I could see just having multiple copies of this because it is such an iconic album. Like, if you are a rap fan, even if Nas isn't one of your favorite rappers, you will admit that Nas ILLmatic is just an iconic album. And then 5 months after this originally came out in 1994 is when Biggie Smalls' Ready to Die came out. And like, there's sort of a controversy because he put a baby on. Well, first of all, this is Nas. So, like, obviously the original version is a different picture of him. But basically, this is Nas as a 7-year-old boy, and his father took a photo of him, and then an artist was able to put a backdrop behind this. So, like the original one, you can see, you know, the housing project in the background, whereas this one is different. And then this is technically was heavily inspired by a jazz album photo that, like, if you buy, oh, I wrote it down. There's a jazz album called A Child Is Born, and basically it's like from 1974. And if you look at that album cover, it's a lot like the original of this one. But anyways, the Biggie one that came out has a baby on the cover, and that's actually not Biggie Smalls. That is a guy named Keith Roy Yearwood, and he basically did interviews, and he was able to show enough proof that he just wanted to be, like, you know, recognized as the baby on the cover of the Ready to Die album. And basically they were able to prove that it was him. I don't think he was looking for any money or anything. I want to say that at the time, you know, Puff Daddy or whoever was managing, you know, Biggie, I mean, it was Puff Daddy, but maybe Puff Daddy's people, they basically paid this baby to be the model, the guy that I was talking about. Whereas this is actually Nas. Obviously, you know, this one has a different picture on the front. But anyways, I just wanted to show this. I think it's such an iconic, literally a piece of art. I would love to have like a poster of, you know, either this or something that is affiliated with the ILLmatic cover. My first time ever hearing Nas was actually not this album. It was the album after this. It Was Written, which came out in 1996. So basically, you know, I was 17 years old. And again, I probably say this in a lot of my videos, but there was no internet. Or at least, you know, I mean, I don't know exactly what year I had dial-up, but, you know, back in the day, there was definitely some years where my whole exposure to rap and hip-hop was, you know, talking to people at school and finding magazines like Vibe, and then going to Best Buy and trying to decipher which CDs I wanted to invest in, because, you know, maybe I only had $50 to my name. So buying a $10, $11 CD, I wasn't just going to grab anything. I wanted to, like, know whether I was going to like it or not. And I remember buying Nas' It Was Written, and just absolutely loving it. Such a great album. I still think that's one of his better albums too, but obviously ILLmatic here is number one. But just wanted to show that. Hope everybody is doing well. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you do want like the bonus materials for this, I would suggest looking for the CD, because a lot of these, like this, did not have any extra stuff, which that was the only disappointment. But at the same time, I kind of knew that going in. And like I said, there are so many different variations of this album that you could get. Yeah, which is the way it should be, because it's a piece of art and it's been out for over 30 years. So, yeah, so, and I just think it's really cool. Like, I always liked Nas. I think it's really cool. He, you know, represents, you know, the Queens and New York and all that. So everyone out there, have a good day, and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Talk to you later.